Welcome back to the Mother I Needed. Today, I want to talk about something that changed my entire life as a woman, a mother, and someone who guides other women through healing. The moment I finally listened to my intuition and said no, even when it came with consequences, and how this moment connects directly to my first birth and to the birth I'm preparing for now. This episode is for any woman who has ever ignored her intuition, over explained herself, or convinced herself to accept someone who didn't truly fit. So during my first pregnancy, everything in me wanted support, obviously, right? After having my mother, being with her, having her my whole life without getting the support that I need. So that was my sort of like something that's bursting out of me. I needed that help. So I was moving from hospital birth around 37 weeks to a birthing center. And I knew I wanted someone next to me who understood birth. And I knew my husband, as much as he loves me, he wasn't trained to guide me through construction and contractions, right? So I chose a doula. I chose someone cheaper, less experienced, but I felt a connection with her at first. She was calm, soft, very like home birth oriented, everything I thought I needed. But my intuition like sort of said to, when whispered something that it wasn't like very clear, but it was a tiny something is off. It was like something is not right here, just like a small discomfort. And it happened when she like casually said in the conversation that we had a first conversation. It was just like no, like sort of an interview. Um, she said maybe you'll need a cesarean procedure. Who knows? Like it was 50-50. Like it was nothing. Um, she didn't said who knows, but she did finish the sentence with, if that will happen, so we will need to do etc. and etc. And as a therapist, I know the power of words. You don't throw a sentence like that at a pregnant woman. Not any person, doesn't matter, but especially a pregnant woman. Not when you're professional, not when you're supposed to be careful with your language, obviously. That comment was sort of a red flag. But instead of listening to my intuition, I ignored it. And worse, I tried to fix it. I called her and I sort of had a conversation with her. And I tried to sort of teach her how to speak to me. I reframed her. Told her exactly what I'm expecting from her to say, and it was it was almost like I'm coaching her. I didn't listen to my intuition. I convinced myself she was okay, she was fine, and everything will be exactly like I'm planning it to be. Now she knows what I'm expecting, and obviously I paid for that. Because in the birth, unfortunately, um, she was nothing like she was on the phone or in the meeting one on one we had. On my birth, it was so different. She was very much I won't say controlling, but she was directive. She was controlling the room in her energy. She was very pushing in her positions. She was like, try this position, try that position. She gave me a very strong feeling of her knowing exactly how it's supposed to be, what will be the next step, and what position I need to take if that position that I'm in is not working. She also gave me like painful massages that didn't match my body. And although I've asked her, like, maybe do it a little bit slighter, a little bit like in a different way. So she did change, but then when she did it again, it was like she forgot that I've asked and I needed to ask again. So she kept basically asking me to change, as I mentioned, places, even when I was sort of comfortable, but it wasn't comfortable for her. For example, I was sitting in a bathroom. I was very comfortable sitting on the toilet, and let's say it wasn't feeling for her very suitable for the situation. I don't know why, but maybe from her expertise, lower expertise, it wasn't very comfortable for her. So she did ask me to change positions. After a while, she wasn't like prepared for me laboring there because she cannot do a massage. So meaning she won't be helpful. Maybe she thought she need to be very helpful. So she was just uncomfortable letting me labor my way. So my way was very different from what she knew. So I became uncomfortable too. So it was very not familiar for me to be myself. And it was like I was trying to please her, and my labors just sort of stopped progressing as far as I remember. I didn't feel safe. My body couldn't open. My nervous system was on alert. My birth lasted like 36 hours. Is the doula the reason? Not completely, but she was part of it because birth requires safety, calmness, and I wasn't safe next to her. And here's the painful part. I couldn't say no. Not to her. Funny, right? Not to my husband's fear. Not to my own fear of needing her. I didn't honor what my body told me. I didn't want to repeat my childhood wound, the wound of disappointing someone, the wound of being too much, the not being understood. Even when I told her, like, this is like a little bit painful, it's a little bit strong, I was feeling uncomfortable saying her that. And so I stayed quiet, mostly. And I paid with my own comfort. Now, with my second pregnancy, which I am now pregnant, I promised myself I will not repeat the same mistake. I spoke with a home birth midwife at first. Amazing, right? She was very nice, kind, warm, seems like smart. And then after like 20 something minutes of the call, something shifted. Her body language closed, her energy changed. She reacted strangely to something I shared about my last birth. Maybe, I don't know, maybe she felt intimidated. Maybe she felt like judged. I really don't know. Like, she wasn't acting the same way. I don't know, maybe she didn't like the things I know because I was saying from an experience now, obviously, after my birth. And it seems like she's rushing somewhere. She's rushing to finish the conversation because she said it will be 30 minutes. I don't know. I felt that something is wrong. My intuition rise again. And this time I said to myself, okay, I will get to a conclusion. I will see what happened in the conversation. I will write myself the points. I'm not going to explain myself. I'm not going to call her, talk with her, coach her, fix her, rationalize her. Try to check what she meant by saying this and that. I'm not going to ask for another meeting with her. I just simply said to myself, if I'm not feeling comfortable, she's not for me. And I let it go. I decided this time it's not going to be about drama, guilt, overthinking. I'm just going to let it go because birth is not a Zoom meeting. And there's no timeline here. And I have to say to the women that are listening, this is not a place to be polite. Birth is not where you settle with maybe. Birth is a place where you deserve to feel safe with every single person in the room. And if you're not feeling safe, so tell them to go away. Literally. And if anyone makes you feel even 1% uncomfortable, they just don't belong there. This moment, this no was the moment I finally said yes to myself. Here's the real point of this episode. Your birth team is not just professional support, they activate your deepest childhood wounds. If you grew up with parents who didn't listen to you, dismissed your feelings, or made you doubt yourself, then during labor, if someone around you acts the same way, your whole nervous system will shut down and you will probably freeze or shrink or, I don't know, like stop progressing. Um, Maybe you will have the need to push because the baby will be just stuck. Your body will hold the baby instead of releasing her or him. Just that the birth is not just physical. I want you to understand that it's emotional. It's physiological. It's not how you've been raised to think about birth. And if you have unhealed emotional wounds, they will show up stronger than ever. When a woman is standing next to you, telling you exactly what to do, she thinks you need to do. If she's dismissing your feelings or not, she will give you the energy of the feeling that she knows better than you because this is how your mother was acting. And this is why, in your case now specifically, in my case now specifically, this is why our intuition matters. This exactly why saying no matters. Listening to your body and choosing your birth team matters. If you feel even a tiny discomfort with someone who is supposed to be in the room when you give birth, just listen to yourself. And again, don't try to fix or explain or coach people. Let me give you just one more chance. Or I'm just trying to understand people. It's literally not your job. Your only job is one thing: feeling safe enough to open. So here's the message for every woman listening. If your intuition whispers, trust it. And if your body closes, pay attention. And if something feels off, you should walk away. Because if someone doesn't get you, they don't belong in your birth and in your life. And remember this: no is a full sentence. And if you're saying no, you're protecting yourself and you're loving yourself. And if you're saying no, it will be a process of a healing for next time as well. So, no is the moment you start mothering yourself. This is your pregnancy. You said no, you trusted yourself, you stopped repeating the old cycle, you chose the mother you needed. Okay, this time you are choosing. This time your birth will feel different because you are different. Listening to your intuition is not dramatic and it's not complicated. It's just choosing what feels right for you, especially in moments that truly matter. Birth is one of those moments. I hope my story reminds you that it's okay to pause, to check in with yourself, and to choose the people who make you feel calm, supported, and safe. So, in my next episode, I'm going to share something really interesting: how our childhood, especially growing up with a narcissistic parent, can influence the way we experience pregnancy and birth. It's a topic that brings a lot of clarity, and I think it will connect a lot of dots for you. So, I'll see you there.